In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the reselling tools that I use basically on a daily basis. These are my essential tools that I need in order to run my reselling business as efficiently and successfully as I possibly can. So if you want to see what kinds of things I am using every day, stay tuned.
Won't nobody love you the way they should. Won't nobody check up on you, make sure you're good. Won't nobody check those body buttons for your neck.
Hey everyone, my name is Becky Park and I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark and eBay and Mercari, kind of. But in this video I just wanted to share with you kind of from like the perspective of someone who is a part-time reseller and has a lot of other stuff going on, what kinds of things I use for my reselling business on the daily. And I think that it's important to remember that I am coming from a part-time perspective because, you know, people who are reselling full-time, they may have a lot more space dedicated to reselling. Some people have warehouses, some people have entire rooms dedicated to reselling, and I have this space that I'm in right now, which I share with my kids, so it's like part playroom, part reselling, and there's a lot going on. So a lot of what I'm going to share with you has to work within the same context as my kids, which means I can't really have things that are breakable, I can't have things that are dangerous if left out, and I also have to just think about maximizing the amount of space that I use up. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go through the steps from when I bring an item home from the thrift store or from the bins or wherever, all the way to when I package it out. There are going to be some affiliate links in this video, which means that there are some items that I have linked down below, and if you click on that link, I get a small percentage of whatever amount you spend, and it's just like a little kickback to me as a thank you for promoting that item, but I'm not going to promote anything unless I really fully believe in it and use it myself. And I will have links to everything else too that I can find links to, and I'm not an affiliate for everything for sure. So let's get right into the kinds of tools that I use on a daily basis for my reselling business. So let's start with what happens when I first get items home from the thrift store or from the bins. So generally speaking, if something comes home from the bins, I will go ahead and wash everything in my washer, unless it's like 100% silk, unless it is new with tags or something. In that event, I will steam all of those kinds of items, and everything else I will steam as well. The steamer that I use is a little bit nicer than just like your handheld one, and actually the steamer lives at my student photographer's house because now I send all of the clothes to her and she steams it before she takes pictures of it, and it helps the clothes look nice in pictures too. You know, it gets out all the wrinkles and stuff. And so I don't have it here to show you, but I do have it linked down below, and it is an Amazon affiliate link. And I really like this particular steamer just because it's not one of those handheld ones. I mean, you do like hold a piece of it with your hand, but it's a little bit more heavy duty. It has a water tank. It lasts for like 30 minutes without you having to go and keep refilling it over and over again. And it has different settings for the different types of fabric that you might be encountering. The next thing I like to have on hand with me when I'm processing through clothes that I have brought home from the thrift store are Tide stain removal pens and baby wipes. Baby wipes are really great for when you have just like a surface stain, like maybe it's makeup that, you know, someone got on the item when they were trying it on, things of that nature. Usually a baby wipe is enough to get that off, or even just like dirt from the bins or something. And then I like to have the Tide stain removal pen for deeper stains or things that look like they've been there for a little bit longer, and you know, just putting it through the wash probably won't do the trick, but it just needs a little spot treatment. So I'll go ahead and dab the stain removal from the Tide pen onto the garment before throwing it in the wash, and I find that that helps get stains out a little bit better. By the way, excuse me for my voice. I am still getting over being sick. It's kind of ridiculous. I've been sick forever. Next, let's talk about what I do for pictures. So like I said, the majority of my reselling business takes place in my kids' playroom. And so I don't personally feel comfortable having a lighting kit, having a light box, having all these different things, even like a ring light, because my kids are in here playing. They're like throwing balls around, they're doing all these different things, and I don't want those things to break, and I also don't want my kids to get hurt. So the space where I take my pictures, there are actually 2 skylights, and there is a great window with a lot of natural light. It does mean that I have to rely on natural light. I have to, you know, only take pictures in the daytime, which is kind of rough, but that's just my situation and I've learned to deal with it. And all I do is I put a command hook on the wall, and I have like a nice wooden hanger that came from I don't know where. I think it came from like a store when my husband bought a suit or something. So I have a nice wooden hanger for tops, and then I have a nice wooden pants hanger for bottoms, and I just feel like it elevates the look a little bit versus just using like a wire hanger or something. I personally do not really do flat lays, and that is just because I don't have a lot of time on my hands to like create these nice little flat lays and, you know, keep like bending over to put stuff down, and that's not really my cup of tea, so I like to just take my pictures against the wall. Now, because I don't use fancy light boxes or lighting kits or things of that nature, I do have to do a little bit more work when it comes to editing my pictures, because the wall that I photograph on, it's actually this wall, and you can tell like it's not really white, it's kind of like a pale blue color, and because of that, like the color just isn't what I want it to be as far as the background goes. So there are a few apps that I use to edit my pictures before I post them on Poshmark or on eBay. The first one I use is just the iPhone photo editing app, and in case you're interested, I do have a video where I talk about how to edit photos, and I will link that right here. But that app in and of itself does a lot to help you, you know, increase the exposure of your pictures, to increase the saturation of the color in your pictures. For a lot of your items, you may be able to get away with just using the photo editing tools that are, you know, already on your phone. Aside from that, I do love the app PicTapGo. I think it costs like $1.99 or something like that in the App Store, but what it does is it's a really easy way to just brighten your entire picture really quickly with the press of one button. You just press, like, I think it's called daylight on or something like that. You just press that one little button and immediately your whole picture is brightened. I find that I still have to go in even after the fact and do a little bit more editing, but that brings down the amount of work I have to do afterward. So after PicTapGo, I like to use Google Snapseed. Google Snapseed is a free photo editing app that comes on iPhones, and I don't remember if it comes on Androids as well. But what I love about it is that it helps you do things like eliminate any clutter that you may have on the side of your item. I know for me, for example, when I photograph things like maxi dresses or even pants, sometimes I can't help but include things that are like off to the side of the picture just because of how long the item is. But with Google Snapseed, you can easily get rid of that side clutter, which is really nice. Google Snapseed also allows you to really whiten up the background of your pictures, which is something that eBay says makes you more favorable when it comes to searching for items. If you have a white background versus like a colorful one, or, you know, a background with a lot of clutter, eBay is going to promote the one with like a clean white background. So that's one thing that I like to do with Google Snapseed, is create that clean white background. Two other honorable mentions when it comes to apps that I like to use. One is called Canva. Canva is, again, a free app that I know you can download on your iPhone, and I'm pretty sure they have it available on Android too. And it's really great for people like me who don't have a lot of experience with like graphic design or Photoshop or anything like that. I like to use Canva to create all of the graphics for like sales or promotions that I'm running in my Poshmark closet, or even like, you know, a lot of people like to create those little listings that say things like, feel free to make me an offer, or I make great bundle discounts, or things of that nature, and a lot of people are using Canva. I also use Canva actually to create my YouTube thumbnails, in case you were wondering what I use there, but Canva is a wonderful tool for those like me who are not skilled in graphic design. And the last honorable mention when it comes to apps that I use for photo editing and things of that nature is Instagram Layout. Again, this is a free app that you can get in the App Store, and it is affiliated with Instagram, I believe. And basically it lets you create collages or different kinds of layouts so that you can use more than one picture in one square shot. And so I will use this sometimes if I want the buyer in the cover shot to be able to see the front and the back. Maybe the back has like really embellished pockets, or I don't know, there's just some specific detail on the back that I want the buyer to be able to see. So then I can use this Instagram Layout app to take those two pictures and create one photo out of them. So that is another app that I will use from time to time when I want to combine more than one picture into one cover shot. So at this point, we've got our items home and they're clean, we've got them steamed, we've got them ready for pictures, we've taken pictures of them, we have our pictures to list, so now let's talk about listing. Really the only tool that I need to list is List Perfectly, and that is a cross-listing tool. It's a software that allows you to take a listing from Poshmark or eBay or Mercari, and I believe they've included like Tradesy and Relove and Etsy, and you can take listings from one of those places and cross-list it to another reselling platform really, really fast. I can't even tell you how much I love this product, and I talk about them so much that they actually finally reached out to me. Like, I would talk about them and promote them all the time without ever having had a conversation with them, but I think they realized that I was talking a lot about them and referring a lot of people to them, and so they did actually send me some swag. And if you would like a List Perfectly t-shirt, then go ahead and just comment down below, just say List Perfectly, and I will enter you in the running. I think I have like 4 shirts or something like that. But they just make cross-listing so easy. And at this point I have almost 400 listings in my eBay store, and that would not have been possible had it not been for List Perfectly. I do have a video on how I cross-list using List Perfectly right here, and I will also have my affiliate link for List Perfectly down in the description section below. When it comes to inventory, again, I'm not trying to spend a lot of money, but on a daily basis, I use 2 things. One is my actual bins. My bins come from Target. I will link them down below. It's not an affiliate link, it's just, you know, the link to the bins. They are $5 each, and they come with a lid as well. So for those of you, maybe you have to keep your stuff in the garage, or maybe you have to keep your stuff in like a storage unit or something, I definitely recommend getting lids with a lid on top, just so you don't have any uninvited critters hanging out in your bins with your clothes. Like, that would be disgusting, but that way your stuff is very well protected. I also like these bins because they're clear, so I can like easily see what is inside of each bin without having to open the lid if I don't want to. And then the second thing that I use for my inventory system are just gallon-size Ziploc bags, and I just use whatever happens to be on sale at the store, but really I just made like a one-time investment of like 500 gallon-size bags. And what I do is I number each bag 1 through, you know, however many I have, so let's say 1 through 500, and I just use those bags over and over again. So when I get a piece of clothing home from the thrift store, let's say I have a pair of Everlane jeans, I will see which bag I have empty. Let's say I have bag 24 empty because whatever was in that bag before just sold, then I will assign those Everlane jeans to bag 24. And in my spreadsheet, I will find number 24, I will erase what was there before, and I will write in Everlane jeans, I'll put like the size, and then I will throw that bag in the bin for items 1 through 25. And that way I don't have to like keep buying new bags. I just keep reusing the old ones again and again and again. And I've been using the same bags for like a year and a half, and I have not needed to replace them yet. I mean, these things are durable. So that's another way where like I'm trying to minimize the amount of waste and just like using plastic and things that, you know, are not very good for the environment. I just have to use these once, I put a number on them, and I just use those numbers over and over again. So that's what I do for inventory. And obviously you can get Ziploc bags anywhere. So I have my item listed, I have it cross-listed on a bunch of different places, it has sold. So what tools do I use once I have sold an item? It depends on if it's sold on Poshmark or any other platform. For any other platform, I don't do as much when it comes to like packaging it up, just because Poshmark buyers do tend to expect a higher level of packaging than an average eBay or Mercari buyer. So let's talk about Poshmark first. So for Poshmark, I do wrap everything in tissue paper for the most part, and I just get tissue paper at the Dollar Tree. It's like a pack of 35 sheets of white paper, and it costs $1 for 35, so pretty cheap. And then there's this local store in my area where it's kind of cool, like people can donate things that they feel like people could use for projects like arts and crafts and stuff like that. I don't really know how else to explain it. And it is a great resource for teachers, and they just sell things for so cheap, but they have so many different kinds of things there. So I will go there to get things like yarn or ribbon to wrap my packages in once I have put them in tissue paper. I have gotten packing supplies there like, you know, bubble wrap and things of that nature. And literally they'll charge like 25 cents for like a huge thing of yarn, and it's just, you can't really get any cheaper than that. It's cheaper than any thrift store, like any Goodwill or anything. So I will go there to get a lot of the stuff that I use to kind of wrap my Poshmark packages and whatnot in. And then once I have all of my packages wrapped and ready to go, I always make sure to include my thank you card, and I got these made at Vistaprint, and I do have a link down below where you can get a small discount for using that link. And I make sure to put a card in each package, and then typically for Poshmark, just because shipping is so easy because of Poshmark's relationship with USPS, I will put most packages in a USPS shipping box, whether it is a priority mail box or a flat rate box, or even like the padded flat rate envelope or the bigger like mailing envelopes like the Tyvek ones. Those are all free from USPS, and you can go on their website and order those items and have them shipped directly to your house, which is amazing. For anything that sells via Mercari or eBay, I like to use the No Issue compostable mailers. I was using kind of these cheapo white poly mailers from Amazon, but once I discovered No Issue, I decided to make the switch, even though it is a bit more expensive, but it's because poly mailers really do sit around in landfills for years and years and years, and they're just so bad for the environment. Whereas these compostable mailers from No Issue, they break down, and I just wanted to feel good about, you know, the packages that I was sending out to people and know that, you know, one, they could reuse them, and two, even if they do get thrown in the garbage, at least they'll break down much faster than their plastic counterparts. So I don't really wrap anything for eBay buyers in like tissue or anything like that, but I do fold it up really nicely. I put it in the compostable mailer. I make sure to put my card in there, and I send it off to their new home. To print my labels, I do have a Dymo XL label printer. I do love this thing. Sometimes it does like have little hiccups and it'll spit out like 3 empty labels for every like good label. I don't know, but overall I love it. I do feel like it saves me a lot of time. It saves me a lot of effort. It saves me a lot of ink when it comes to like, you know, printing there versus from my actual like laser printer, and I don't have to sit there and like cut things out and then tape it on. So I do love my Dymo XL, and I do have an affiliate link for that down below. And then what I use instead of getting the Dymo labels, which you're not supposed to do according to Dymo, but I'm gonna confess, I do this. I use an off-brand label roll, and I will link those down below as well. And I like it because you can buy, you know, them as a single unit, or you can buy them in bulk and save a lot of money. So I'll have those 2 options linked down below as well. But that's what I use to print out my labels, slap them on my packages, and get them off to their new homes. These are the tools that I use on a daily basis. I would love to hear what kinds of things you use every day, and if there's anything that you feel like helps you make your reselling business more efficient. For me, again, I'm not, you know, saying that these are things that you should be using and that if you're not, like, you don't know what you're doing. These are just what work for me and my context right now, but I would love to hear too, like, what you have going on, because oftentimes I learned some of my best tips and tricks from you guys. Next week, we're actually going to be talking about my wish list of items, things that I don't have right now, but things that I feel like could be really useful, or things that I am thinking about investing in for the future of my reselling business. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure that you have hit that bell sign so that you are notified every time I upload any new content. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!